we're gonna watch Russet Potato interview Nick Fuentes shirtless.
Why is he what?
Russell Brand is shirtless.
Oh,
not Nick Fuentes.
Oh, thank God.
So Nick Fuentes has a stark warning for shirtless Russell Brand. Let's see what.
The more that I look at the media environment, and the longer that I've been doing this and analyzing it, the more it seems that everything in the society
this man just
proceeds
looks like a little
from.
hobbit. I love it. I don't love him, but you do have to love the hobbity like qualities about them.
I'm kind of I don't know. Aren't I a little impish?
Not hobbity.
I'm not hobbity.
No, that's a hobbit's. That's a hobbit's right there.
Okay.
The interests and the needs of the security state, and in particular, its posture towards foreign countries.
Do you think that I could win in a fight against Nick Fuentes?
Yes.
Just like fisticuffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you for your vote of confidence. It means a lot to me.
You're welcome.
Its posture, and then necessarily towards its allies, because it needs its allies as a bulwark against its enemies. And then, of course, how that reflects the domestic conversation. So, for
is he
example,
taking his
if
shit?
there is chaos in America, let's say there's days of lead in America, political violence, chaos, who does that benefit? You know, the cui bono. That benefits America's adversaries. Necessarily. So does it behoove America's adversaries?
This is insanitation.
It's funny
necessarily
that he's not
towards
wearing a shirt,
its
but
allies,
it also does look like he's literally on the toilet
against its enemies,
like FaceTiming us from a toilet.
Here is Russet Potato Brand interviewing MAGA stalwart. Can I use that word? Nick Fuentes, is he a stalwart? He's the leader of the Groypers, the online incel hatred community. And I guess Russet Potato thinks that, Nick Fuentes is now the new leader of the social media aspect of MAGA online or something.
He's like the new
post Charlie Kirk.
New King Asshole.
He's new King Asshole. That's a good way.
Can we call him King Asshole?
Reflects the domestic conversation. So, for example, if there is chaos in America, let's say there's days of lead in America, political violence, chaos, who does that benefit? The cui bono. That benefits America's adversaries. Necessarily.
Shirtless Russell's taking notes. Did you see he was playing with the pen in his mouth, and now he's writing notes?
So does it behoove him?
He's very...
he's intellectual.
He's an intellectual. He reads books.
He reads books.
And
he talks as if he's in a Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Adversaries that want to see us fall to lean into that kind of division. Conversely, it benefits the American security state for there to be stability. Because there's 350 million people. How many soldiers? 1 million? How many cops? In order to keep everything stable and everything orderly, they need people to actually choose stability, choose lawfulness, etc. And so there is more that rests on the stability of the society than the force of the state. It's also the belief of the people in the political order. They have to believe it's legitimate. And if they don't, then they don't follow the laws. Maybe they take some of the government's power.
The problem with Nick Fuentes is he's an ethno-Christian nationalist. He wants everything to be governed by, they're a queer vegan lefty. Eradicate them. That's his whole belief.
Oh.
Right? He believes in eugenics. Of course, Nick Fuentes,
that makes
right?
sense. Do you know what was actually happening? This is a little bit embarrassing.
What?
I dissociated. That motherfucker sounds like a Peanuts parent. I literally just heard, and I was literally just
here's
blinking.
Shirtless intellectual Russell Brand.
He didn't even brush his fucking hair before he got on the camera.
Technological advancement has altered the world of communications in the way that we have discussed.
Word salad.
And some plain examples of its impact beyond just cultural comms, say, might be Napster's impact on the record industry, online media's impact on the outcome of Trump 2016, let alone last time Trump.
Let alone the when he run before.
Was that some Trump trutherism thrown in there, or am I...
They're just saying things.
Overreading it.
And Brexit 2015.
Oh, no, I'm not overreading it.
Whenever.
There you go. Because Brexit codes the same way as, like, Trump won 2020. That's, like, a similar strain of delusional. It's also an anti-vax. All those things...
They intersect.
That was.
We're in a Venn diagram.
The thing that's interesting about Keir Starmer, and Lord alone knows it's not easy to find something. The thing that's interesting about Keir Starmer is that he is exactly that type of bureaucratic, managerial, neoliberal, WEF, Davos type politician that has been annihilated through the rise of MAGA populism and Trump in your country. There is no consensus. I don't know how the UK government can survive if the people on the left detest you, if the people on the right, and even the right is now a broader category, even though they try to bolster with further adjectives, far right, hard right, smelly, disgusting right. You know, they try whatever they can, but it just seemed like normal.
Nick
British-
Fuentes thought that was so funny.
I am so sorry. Is this guy saying this with a straight face as if they don't do that to the left? Communist! You're a dirty red communist. It's like, no, I think I'm just like a Democrat socialist or a social, right? The other one, other way around, right? It's socialist, Democrat, socialist, Democrat, whatever the fuck.
It's not the 1950s. Throwing the word communist around as an insult has kind of lost its weight.
So, I mean, the hypocrisy sees no bounds.
People at this point, like,
I'm not a communist, but I'm also not offended by the idea of being called a communist. I'm like, ooh.
What we're being informed by this is
The
that
workers should own the
Means of
means.
production.
able to legitimately deploy the communication technology that has revolutionized the industries that I iterated at the top there, Nick, in a political sphere. Power would fundamentally and radically change, and a precursor to that change might be the type of truces and alliances that we touched on at the top of this. And what do we think about all that?
A lot of people don't realize that the technological
You're talking a lot,
have
but
actually
you're
taken
not
place in
saying
ways-
Anything, yeah.
When I have nothing to say, my
Russell
lips are
Brand is a
sealed.
master of word saladry. He's a poet.
Past 30 years.
Say
And
something
what a
once,
lot
so
of
I say it
people- and
again.
Russell Brand is a hate poet.
He
This
is.
is something I've talked about on my show before. You have the internet, you have email, and people think that the internet is synonymous with the later developments like social media or smartphones, but they're not. They're distinct. We've had internet, email, personal computers for a long time, but smartphones and social media, that achieved mass adoption way later than you think. It happened around 2012. And I always think, is it any coincidence that I think the adoption of smartphone and social media hit more than the majority around about 2012 or 2013. Is it a coincidence that it was in the very next election in 2016 that you saw the rise of right-wing populism? Because they are distinct. It's like you got iPhone in 2009, Twitter, YouTube around about the same time. They reach this adoption about 5 years later. Then you get populism. Then you get Occupy.
So is he explaining how algorithms are training us to hate each other? Because yes, that's exactly what's happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the internet and because of algorithms, we are all more extreme and hateful and like untrustworthy of our neighbor, and that's why we're in this place, you know. And of course he's a fascist too.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking eugenicist, believes in eugenics, which I really don't understand.
I remember because didn't he show?
I don't get it.
Didn't we watch a clip where he was showing us Gavin Newsom's family being like,
Perfect Aryan.
this is a perfect
yeah.
Aryan family.
But he's, quarter or half Hispanic and like quarter Italian. Like,
but
how are
but
we...
but isn't he like Republican Cuban? Like, isn't that his like quarter? Something like that.
Oh, maybe is he? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There's plenty of Republican,
No. I know. I'm just saying that, like, I'm talking about the eugenics part of it.
Oh yeah.
In other words, white purists when they're
Yeah.
doing these eugenics games, right?
Yeah.
What bucket does Italian go in? Because it depends on, like, 100 years ago, Italians were not in the white bucket, but now they are.
So that's because the whiteness as a construct was created in America, right?
Yeah.
Before then, white people did have culture,
Right.
but that was the price that you paid when you came to America, and you paid for the assimilation, right?
Right.
So the Irish, and the Italians used to be not considered white.
Well,
that
the Irish
moved.
were just because of Catholic?
Yeah, because it was WASP, right? White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, right? So Catholics, not Protestant.
Right.
So it's
Catholic now is norm.
exactly, but the Irish people,
Yeah.
Catholics, Italians, we move the bar on whiteness. It's always moving.
For sure.
And that's why there's plenty of it's a bullshit made up construct. So it's very funny though when they talk about these things. I mean, if you think about it in general, when people talk about immigration,
Yeah.
go back to your own country. Bitch, this is not our country. We're all on stolen land.
Yeah.
That's wild, especially since there are First Nations peoples
Canada is the
still
same
here.
situation.
Go back to your country. Okay. Especially when we're talking about places like Los Angeles, California. This used to be part of Mexico. That's the song like I didn't cross the border crossed me.
Well, also San Antonio, right?
Yeah, it's like I didn't cross the border crossed me. Like my people were here before your people.
Yeah.
It's made up bullshit. It's a construct that grows and changes to fit the narrative of the people in charge and what they need out of it. That's why Zionism works now, where Jewish people were definitely are still seen as very lesser in these groups. But there's like a means to an ends vibe, and it's like, well, we don't necessarily like Jews. The Jews can give you, they have money. They have first off, America, here's anything. If you have money, you can pay to play here. Green is the color that we all really care about at the end of the day.
And just to go full circle back to Nicholas here, he said in a recent interview with PBD, Patrick Bet-David, who is now whitewashing his reputation, to hire him within his Minect network, where these people are scamming people to call them for like $500 per minute kind of vibe.
Okay, love that. Get your little consultations in.
Yeah, and now as Jillian Michaels rage quits her take over Israel, Nick Fuentes enters the fold in the same company. It's very, very interesting what's happening on the right.
Very interesting.
The drama. There's a part of the right that are with the left on fuck Israel, but at the same time, they're whitewashing Nick Fuentes' reputation, and Candace Owens. And the ghouls and goblins that you know about.
Playing the different sides of it because it's always shifting and changing to serve whatever they want. But here's the thing about hatred and stuff like that is that it always starts, right, with these other groups, right? Eventually it comes back to eat itself.
Oh, I forgot my point that I was going to make is that he said on that show that he distrusts Jews as a group more than Muslims.
So the anti-Semitism is still
I just wanted to point
rocking
that out. Like he obviously hates Muslims.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Put it aside.
They're brown.
Yeah, it's like duh. And he's racist against black people.
Yeah,
duh.
sure.
We know all that. He hates Jews the most.
He hates those shifty Jews, huh?
They're shifty because they have too much power, right? They own too many things.
Yeah.
They have their sticky, slimy fingers in too many money jars, right?
Yeah.
Which of course is the same joke about Cartman and like Jew Gold and stuff.
Yeah.
But also South Park is written by, I think Trey Parker's half Jewish. I don't think Matt Stone's Jew, but I don't know. I like Jew Gold jokes, but for him it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
That's what
that's why I don't like those kind of jokes, because the jokes are always based in some form of like truth that people believe in, because that's why they think it's funny, right?
Well, I've always
so it's dark.
It's the whole it's a weird situation because I'm not a victim, but I'm also not. It's like I'm not anything now. As a Jewish
here's the
white
thing
man, it's like I'm not this, I'm not that.
Well, that's what intersectionality is, right? What different places you occupy in the world and how that affects you.
Yeah.
And currently, with the other things that you have in your other intersections, you're not a victim, but
I'm not a victim at all, and I'm very aware of my privilege, and I'm aware of, on a macro level, the privilege that a lot of diaspora North American Jews have at large. If you're considering per capita how many Jewish people there are that live in North America. I get it. There's a lot of Jews in academia and blah blah blah. But he mistrusts the shifty Jew the most. So